Its 36-year mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out anomalous cosmic rays and new plasmas, to boldly go where no probe has gone before.
NASA says its Voyager 1 probe is sending usable information to Earth again.
After 46 years of traveling through the vast emptiness of space, Voyager 1 has sent back a signal that has scientists on edge. Known for its long and successful journey, this spacecraft has always amazed us with its discoveries. But now it has captured something unexpected, a terrifying signal that raises more questions than answers. What could it be? Is the signal just a malfunction, or could it be a sign of something much bigger? Join us as we dive deeper into this mystery and explore what might be out there in the vast unknown space.
It seems to be a hardware problem. One of the chips on board, one of the computers on board has broken.
The strange signal from Voyager 1. Voyager 1 started sending terrifying signals when something strange happened with its spacecraft. Voyager 1, which has been traveling through space for more than 46 years, suddenly began sending back confusing and useless signals. The signals were like garbled messages that didn't make any sense at all. And for months, engineers at NASA couldn't understand the data coming from the spacecraft because it didn't follow the normal patterns they were used to. Normally, Voyager 1 sends back important information about its systems and the space around it. This helps scientists learn more about distant parts of the universe. But when these strange signals started, it became a big challenge for NASA. The engineers couldn't get any useful data from Voyager, which meant they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it at first. Keep watching to find out more on this. The problem, as it turned out, was in the spacecraft's memory. Inside Voyager 1, there's a special piece of technology called a memory chip that helps the spacecraft store and manage data. Unfortunately, this chip became corrupted, meaning it started to break down and malfunction. And instead of sending out the usual readable information, it sent back jumbled data that made no sense at all. This is what led to the strange signals. NASA's engineers had to work hard to figure out what was happening. Even though Voyager 1 is far away, about 15 billion miles from Earth, the team didn't give up. They spent months looking into the problem and trying to understand why the spacecraft was acting strangely. Eventually, they discovered the issue with the memory chip and realized it was causing the spacecraft to send out the nonsense signals. Once they understood what was wrong, the engineers came up with a clever solution. Instead of trying to fix the broken memory chip directly, which was impossible from so far away, they decided to work around it. They changed how the spacecraft sent data back to Earth, and by rerouting the signals, they would avoid using the damaged chip and still get useful information. It was like finding a new way to communicate with someone when the usual way doesn't work. However, in April 2024, the engineers' hard work paid off. Voyager 1 was finally able to send back clear and understandable data once again. The spacecraft was back to its normal operations, and NASA could once again receive valuable information from its mission. This was a huge success for the team, and it showed just how clever and dedicated the engineers were. And now in interstellar space, Voyager 1 is currently in a region we have very little knowledge about, as it has journeyed beyond the sun's protective bubble known as the heliosphere. This boundary, known as the heliopause, marks the point where the sun's influence ends and interstellar space begins. Since Voyager crossed this invisible line in 2012, it has been exploring an area filled with high-energy cosmic rays and magnetic fields that don't behave the way they do inside our solar system. These cosmic rays are particles that zip through space at nearly the speed of light, and they constantly bombard Voyager's aging systems. And because we have never directly explored this region before, any signal or data Voyager sends back is like a postcard from an unknown world, holding clues to things we have never seen. However, as it moves through this mysterious part of space, Voyager is encountering conditions unlike anything it was built to handle. When it was launched in 1977, the goal was for it to explore the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, and then the edge of the solar system. The idea of it going beyond into interstellar space was more of a dream than a plan. Its hardware is over 4 decades old and was designed in an era when the most advanced computers were bulkier and less powerful than today's basic smartphones. Voyager operates with only about 68 kilobytes of memory, and it relies on an 8-track tape recorder to store information temporarily before sending it back to Earth. Voyager's technology is far older than what most people use daily, yet despite its limited technology and age, it has traveled farther than anything else from Earth. Given its age, Voyager's systems are not in perfect shape. Every piece of it, including its thrusters, memory, and power source, has been continuously exposed to radiation and cosmic particles that could damage them at any moment. Its only source of power is a radioisotope thermoelectric generator, which converts heat from decaying plutonium into electricity. This power source loses a little bit of energy every year, and NASA engineers have already turned off non-essential systems to keep it running. With each passing year, Voyager's power supply weakens, which means there is only so much time left to receive data before it can no longer communicate with us. Here's the most intriguing part. As scientists studied this strange and terrifying signal, they wondered if the intense conditions of interstellar space had finally taken a toll. The spacecraft systems are old and delicate, which makes them vulnerable to glitches. These glitches could cause Voyager to send back corrupted or jumbled information, and radiation from cosmic rays might interfere with its electronics, creating a distorted signal. But what made this signal especially strange was that it did not match any known patterns that scientists expected from a spacecraft of Voyager's age. Although it was possible that this was just a glitch, the exact cause was still unclear, leaving scientists to question if it might be something they haven't yet considered. The challenge in understanding the signal is further complicated by Voyager's extreme distance from Earth. Every time engineers need to troubleshoot or adjust something on Voyager, they have to wait nearly 2 full days for a round-trip signal to complete. This makes fixing problems a slow, delicate process. Engineers have to be precise in their commands because if they make a mistake, it might take nearly a day for the error to be detected and even longer to correct. There's also the added mystery of the golden record that Voyager 1 carries. This record is a 12-inch gold-plated disc that contains sounds, music, and greetings from Earth. It was intended as a message for any intelligent life that might one day find the spacecraft drifting in space. Though scientists see it as a highly unlikely scenario, and the idea that the strange signal could be connected in some way to this message fascinates many, the record represents our reach into other universes and the hope that someone or something out there might someday learn about us. This connection to Voyager's purpose as a messenger gives the strange signal an even more mysterious feeling, even if the cause is most likely technical. Voyager 1's journey and the surprising discoveries of secrets of space. However, aside from the golden record, the truth is that Voyager 1 has a history of surprising scientists with its discoveries. Over the years, it has sent back data that changed what we knew about the solar system, like the volcanic activity on Jupiter's moon Io, and details of Saturn's rings. This was a big deal because scientists didn't know that any moon in our solar system could have active volcanoes. Voyager 1 passed by Jupiter and took detailed images of Io, revealing that the surface was constantly changing. There were massive volcanoes erupting, shooting plumes of sulfur and ash far into space. These eruptions were unlike anything seen on Earth, and with this eruption, the scientists realized that the Io had a unique kind of energy at work. And to capture these images and study more about the volcanic activity, they used Voyager 1 Imaging Science Subsystem ISS. The ISS is a special camera designed to take pictures of distant planets, moons, and other objects. It uses a system of filters to capture images in different wavelengths of light, including some that our eyes can't see, like infrared. This helped Voyager not only capture the details of Io's surface, but also detect the heat from the volcanic eruptions. Voyager 1 sent back images of Io that showed a landscape that looked very different from anything the scientists had ever seen. The volcanoes, which were known as cryovolcanoes, erupted ice and other materials from the interior of the moon. These eruptions were so powerful that they shaped Io's surface, creating features like giant pits and mountains. The discovery of volcanic activity on Io helped scientists understand that there are forces in space working in ways they didn't expect. It showed that moons had the kind of geologic activity usually associated with planets. This was important because it opened up new questions about how moons and planets form and change over time. It also helps scientists better in understanding how moons like Io can stay geologically active, despite being so far from the sun. The findings from Voyager 1 were groundbreaking and helped expand our knowledge of how different parts of the solar system work. In addition to its work with Io, Voyager 1 also explored Saturn, another giant planet in our solar system. When Voyager 1 flew past Saturn, it took some of the first close-up pictures of its famous rings. Saturn's rings are made up of billions of pieces of ice and rock, ranging in size from tiny grains to large chunks. Before Voyager's visit, no one had ever been able to study these rings up close. The spacecraft's cameras were able to capture incredible details, showing the rings' complex structure and the way they were made up of countless tiny particles that moved in orbits around the planet. Voyager 1 also studied the Titan, one of Saturn's moons, which has a thick atmosphere made of nitrogen and methane. While it couldn't send back detailed images of Titan's surface due to its cloudy atmosphere, Voyager's instruments still managed to gather information about the moon's atmosphere and the way it interacted with Saturn's magnetic field. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you think there are more surprises waiting in the vastness of space that Voyager is yet to discover? Drop it in the comments section below. If you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.